let's move on to our final. Those are our top five. Top five
Okay,
games.
cool.
Let's move on to our final topic here,
Hmm.
and I believe it's yeah. Basically, by the time this comes out, we'll be close to Thanksgiving. So I figured we could talk about some Thanksgiving stories. We could talk about just Thanksgiving in general, but also specifically what our favorite meals are to have at Thanksgiving. Uh, so,
Okay.
uh, man, Thanksgiving is very synonymous with getting back to your family and having
And
dinner
having
with your
dinner.
family.
Yeah.
And it's also pretty synonymous with arguments, specifically political. And it makes for a very awkward situation for anyone who has a predominant, liberal or predominant conservative family. And if you are on the opposite side, it can be very hard for you to sit there and listen to all that stuff. So that sucks. Sarah and I
So it
don't.
sounds like you have some stories there.
Oh man, I mean, my parents have my family has the uncanny ability to just argue like batshit insane people. Like it's just screaming, and it's no listening. Like regardless if
Really?
there's time for people to be like, well, what about blah blah, and they're like, well, what about blah blah, and it's just like you screaming at a brick wall about things that you think we should be talking about and why these things are bad and why the other people are bad, and
Can
then
I
that's
come
it.
to your Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh,
Because I
dude.
just want to sit there and listen and
It is
just
it
like,
is a popcorn fest,
yeah.
but it's an embarrassment because it's not a discussion at all. It is an
Uh-huh.
argument, and it's poorly done. I've learned a lot of bad lessons from that, and I feel like there's better ways to have a discussion. So yeah, that shit show is one thing that you get from Thanksgiving, right? The other thing that Sarah and I do, I don't think we've been back to family for Thanksgiving in a while, and instead we have Friendsgiving, where friends come over,
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
they each bring something, and we usually host every year, and it is so enjoyable because generally everybody has like, at least the ability to have a discussion on things. And
Yeah.
it's really fun. We got music playing, and we all eat together and drink, and it's really good, and I love it. And then my favorite meal is, I mean, it's a toss up really. You have mashed potatoes on one side, and on the other
Okay.
side you have what Sarah has made is this green bean casserole. It's so good. It's so good.
Are you saying that just because she's sitting behind you?
Um, I mean, no. I mean, if she wasn't here, I'd be saying it too. It's so good. So I think we're cooking something like that. And damn, yeah. So I'm really excited for those dishes, and I'm just
Okay.
excited to like get real fat and happy.
Do you guys make a turkey and everything too?
I've made turkey now twice, and we're gonna make turkey again for the third
Nice,
time.
nice.
Yeah,
So I don't know if you like at your family or at this Friendsgiving or anything like that, if you have the tradition of who cuts the turkey.
I
Um,
do, but it's nothing ceremonious. I'll put it that
oh
way.
yeah. Well, what happened is I got passed down the carving electric knife of now cutting the turkey. So I cut it at my family dinner. My mom's very big on Thanksgiving. She likes having the family come around and everyone just sitting. She makes like literally this huge feast that could feed like 8 families, and
Nice.
there's so much leftovers.
Yeah.
But it's really cool, and ours is not really political based. Ours is more funny stories, making fun of each other, just a good time,
Yeah. Yeah.
and it's just getting all together. So it's like that cheesy traditional Thanksgiving kind of time. Of course, we're all drinking, having a good time, but I love my mother to death. Okay, so my mom has this. I don't even know if you would say a bad habit or what, but she will freeze things for a long period of time and use them. So a great story is we're all having Thanksgiving dinner. My brother, myself. I'm one of four, so I believe all four children are there with their either significant other, kids, and all this other stuff, and my parents. And so it's this big, long table. And my brother's just pouring all this gravy on everything. He's like, "This is so good." He's like, "This amazing. This gravy is amazing, Mom." She goes, "Oh, you really like it?" He's like, "Yeah." She goes, "It was last year's gravy. She had
Oh
froze it for a whole
no.
year from the last Thanksgiving." Yeah.
Oh my. Bleh. Oh my
And
God.
he instantly just drops his fork. He's like, "What the fuck?" She's like, "I froze it. It's still good." He's like, "I
Oh
don't want to eat last year's gravy." Like,
yeah.
so no one touched the gravy.
Wow.
So and crazier stories like we found. My mom loves just to freeze things. And very quick story is in 2000 we were moving to Vegas. My dad got a job out there cleaning out freezers, fridges, and everything. And we had those chest freezer
Oh yeah, yeah,
that
yeah. We have one of those.
back then. Yeah. So we're cleaning that all out, and we get to the bottom. There's just ice on the bottom, and we pull out this turkey, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember buying those because they were on sale." And we look at the date, and it was 1991.
No.
It was a 9-year-old turkey.
No.
Yeah, and I'm like, this thing fucking lived in the 80s. Like,
Oh my god.
yeah, yeah. So like crazy
chucked
weird
it,
stuff.
right?
Oh yeah, we no actually, they defrost. They thawed it and fed it to my mother's.
Dogs?
Her no her boss had 3 wolves and they fed it to that.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was
That's-
really cool.
That's cool.
My brother-
I didn't know you
my-
can have wolves.
You have to have certain license and everything, and he had a huge crazy cage.
Wow.
And they were freaky as shit. But my brother-in-law to this day still says that he ate it. Like my mother fed it to him because she doesn't like him. That's his.
Oh
saying.
yeah.
Yeah. But
My
yeah, I mean-
Sarah has a grandmother that does the same thing, and like she'll find mold and just cut off the mold and keep eating like salami.
oh no.
Yeah, dude. I try not to mess with. Like I definitely have a higher tolerance for stuff that's like left in the fridge for a little bit longer. You know what I mean? But like, I mean, 9-year-old turkey, dude. That's crazy.
Granted, yes, it was frozen, but still.
No,
like,
yeah,
I mean,
that there's a point
No.
at which freezing doesn't do the thing you want it to do anymore. Like,
exactly. So it was just really funny. Like, so we always now it's the biggest joke like in my family. Like, hey, when was this made or when
Yeah.
was this created? You know.
yeah.
But my mom, she's a great cook. She has what we call special mashed potatoes. Now, everything being legal now does not mean that she puts weed in it, but
the old Mary Jane mashed
no,
potatoes.
she puts like she makes like she peels the potatoes and has like a big mixer, but she puts like sour cream, chives, bacon bits.
Yeah. Oh,
Like
man.
it is like the ultimate of mashed potatoes. It's so good. And then
Sounds delicious.
the other thing, because we were discussing this last night, that's why I have all this information.
Oh, yeah.
My mother makes pickled beets. I don't know if you like those or if you
Huh.
ever had them.
I might have. It sounds good. And a
Oh,
salad,
it's really
maybe?
good. No, just regular pickled beets with onions in it, and it
Oh,
is
wow.
amazing. And you
Dang.
put vinegar, salt, and onions. Oh man, it's really good. Those are my 2 favorite things: pickled beets
That and then having football on in the background.
Oh yeah.
Miss it, man. Miss it.
Well, it's coming up.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm just like I'm getting almost like, oh, you have a nice 40 weekend. Relax.
Well, let me ask you this: how many people go to your Friendsgiving?
Anywhere between like, I don't know, 6 total to, or 4 to like 12, 14.
Nice.
Just
Wow,
depends.
that's
Like we
pretty-
have, I mean, there's Calvin Reyna. We have we have Jay and Rachel, Matt and Amelia. We have Justin, Nina. That's 8 right there, and then like us 2, which is 10. And then you have other miscellaneous friends that want to join us. So yeah, it can get kind of big or it can be pretty intimate.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And that's really good because I have friends that, they're at times they're from out of state and stuff like that, and they can't make it back and they don't know what to do. So and my mom is extremely big on they're more than welcome to come here, and she'll instantly invite them if she hears of that, or like they don't talk to their family or something like that.
So good. I've had a couple friends like where I wasn't able to make it back home
Yeah.
to Thanksgiving, and like they're like, "Hey man, we're cooking. Just come over." And
Yeah.
it was like, it's so good. It felt really good.
Yeah,
It means a lot.
exactly, and you're like you feel bad because you're like, okay, I don't want to impose, or now they have to add another person in,
Right.
but that's the best thing about Thanksgiving is that you're like, what, fuck it, who cares? Like we're already gonna make a feast. What's another fucking mouth? At least on our table,
Right.
And that's what I always loved. And so my mom is more big about Thanksgiving than Christmas. I mean, she likes Christmas, but she wants people to be around for dinner. And even if it's not on Thanksgiving, if like, oh, I'm going to my wife's parents' house, my
Yeah.
mom will sit there and go, okay, well, the Sunday after that, we're going to do it. And I want
Oh,
everyone
that's cool.
there.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
she'll create the day herself.
I really like when people really get into a holiday and it's like
Yeah.
their thing, because then they'll do that, right? They'll be like, oh, we'll just do it again. Like they don't mind it because they love it so much that they'll
Right.
they'll make it work, and they want to have as much people involved as possible. It's really cool.
Now, anyone on your side there, do they do Black Friday stuff?
No, I don't think so. And
Okay.
our generation is a little bit more about Cyber Monday and stuff, so I think we might be looking into things like that. But no Black
Right.
Friday, no like, oh, let's go hang out at like a mall and stay there and like wait in line and to something ultimately going to be sold out.
My mother and sisters are huge on that, and it's
Really?
now spilling into Thanksgiving where we eat during the day, they take a power nap, and then they wake up at like 11 o'clock at night and go out all night.
Oh my god,
Yeah, yeah.
that's hardcore, man.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're crazy, crazy women.
I mean, most of that stuff can get online. They must just like the experience.
I think it's more of like, hey, the girls get together, we're going shopping, they buy all the Christmas stuff, and
Yeah.
they are strategic. Like literally, it's like us playing like
Yeah.
a game.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my mom's like tells my sister, hey, you have to go to this aisle, get this toy, okay, and that's right next to this one, so you're gonna go around, get that one while I go over here. We're gonna meet up here, and I'm like, what the fuck? Where's your map?
Yeah.
I'm like, where are you guys gonna sit there and like go decked out in riot gear? What's going on?
Yeah, sometimes you probably need to, right? Like the amount of
Yeah.
like people that are rushing to get like a TV. I mean, hey, I've seen some Black Friday deals already on video games, and it looks good. There are 4K TVs for $500, like a 45-inch or a 50-inch 4K TV for like, or HDR TV for like $500, and then a 65 for like 800. It's cheap, man.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'm working Black Friday. Honestly, I'd rather work Black Friday. It's
really?
slow. Yeah, yeah.
You guys don't have off for Black, or just like the day after Thanksgiving?
No, no. I'm gonna still work it. And my thing is this, okay? Like, so kind of to tail off from this, I don't mind working holidays because I don't have children, and
Yeah.
I know how people with children. I mean, granted, I still get to do things with my family, and like my mom understands. Okay, she has 4 kids that have significant others with kids.
Yeah.
They're not always going to be there for every holiday. So what, like for Christmas, for my family, we actually celebrate it the Sunday after Christmas every year now. So it's almost like getting 2 Christmases. It's pretty cool. So
Yeah. That's awesome.
it's a great concept. Yeah. And it's like my mom's trying to be like, okay, hey, my day is Thanksgiving. I want everyone there. But for Christmas, I'm cool. We'll do it the Sunday after kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
and it's kind of consecutive every year. Typically people have that day off. So, and it's kind of
That's-
nice and easy.
Yeah. True.
But yeah, so I sit there and I'll take the A, holiday pay half the time, and B, hey, you have like 4 children, you're trying to figure out stuff, you want to spend time with your family. I have nieces and nephews, I have a wife, but we're going to be celebrating it another day. I'm totally cool. I volunteer to work, you know?
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, it's nice because like that cycle, because there are like that's why diversity is so important, right? You need those people with families, and you need those people who don't have families, and like you need a good balance of it. Because you have those people who have that free time, take advantage of it. So that the other people who have families they don't need to work or worry about being drafted into working that day. They can take it off.
And I feel like, you know, it kind of helps out my, you know, fellow workers and everything. Just like, hey, you know, I'm trying to sit here and do you a solid, you know?
Yeah.
And I've been doing that for years.
That's
so,
awesome.
yeah.
Dude, Thanksgiving's coming up. We got football. We got awesome different types of meals that I hope people are bringing and introducing other people to, which is always fun. Hopefully good conversation. Hopefully good. And nothing too aggressive. So I wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. And I guess, I mean, we didn't really talk about, and this doesn't need to be talked about too much, but yeah, you know, what are you thankful for? We could maybe do that next week.
Yeah, when we have everyone on.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a good time.
really good to talk about. So, yeah, this has been another episode of the Everything and Nothing Show. I hope you guys enjoyed this. As always, you can support us with as little as $1 for just 1 month only, or as many months as you'd like. You can set that up as a recurring payment on patreon.com/MaelstromGamers channel. If you don't have the money, that's cool. You can support us in free ways too, going on the Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, share. Is super helpful. You can also check us out showing off our mediocre gaming skills when we stream our gameplay on like Uncharted and Battlefield 1, League of Legends, Paragon, all those good things. Our handles are in the bottom. Join us, friend us. We want to play with you. Stop playing with yourself. And yeah, that's been it. Next week we'll have another episode for you. In the meantime, keep thinking about everything and nothing. It's been an honor to entertain you. Peace. Take care.
Peace easy.
Peace easy.
My
Peace
wife
easy.
hates that. Yeah, I tell her, she's like, don't say that to me. I'm like, peace easy every morning.
So So I figured we could talk about some Thanksgiving stories. We could talk about just Thanksgiving in general, but also specifically what our favorite meals are to have at Thanksgiving. Uh, so,
Okay.
uh, man, Thanksgiving is very synonymous with getting back to your family and having
And
dinner
having
with your
dinner.
family.
Yeah.
And it's also pretty synonymous with arguments, specifically political. Let's move on to our final. Those are our top five. Top five
Okay.
games.
Cool.
Let's move on to our final topic here.
Mhm.
And I believe, basically, by the time this comes out, we'll be close to Thanksgiving. Argue like batshit insane people. Like, it's just screaming, and it's no listening. Like, regardless if
Really?
there's time for people to be like, well, what about blah, blah, and they're like, well, what about blah, blah, and it's just like you screaming at a brick wall about things that you think we should be talking about and why these things are bad and why the other people are bad. And
Can
then
I
that's
come
it.
to your Thanksgiving dinner?
Oh,
Because I
dude.
just want to sit there and listen. And
It is
just-
it is a popcorn fest,
Yeah.
but it's an embarrassment because it's not a discussion at all. It is an
Uh-huh.
argument, and it's poorly done. I've learned a lot of bad lessons from that, and I feel like there's better ways to have a discussion. So yeah, that shit show is one, and it makes for a very awkward situation for anyone who has a predominant, liberal or predominant conservative family, and if you are on the opposite side, it can be very hard for you to sit there and listen to all that stuff. So that sucks. Sarah and
So
I
it
don't.
sounds like you have some stories there.
Oh man, I mean, my parents have my family has the uncanny ability to just